already in place, but I'm being hard-headed. I'm not listening. I'm not pursuing. I'm not focusing on what's meant for me. I'm trying to do other things for other people and neglecting what's already there for me in the first place. So, packed the bags. I made sure I was just a passenger on the ride, and I just did my job. And in doing so, I realized, hey, these are the things I've seen. These are the things that don't work. I hate telling people bad advice, so I'm just going to guinea pig myself. But I'm an engineer, so I have this, and this. What can I do? Hey, these are the things that work. These are the things that don't work. You know, you're getting it from a reliable source. That now changes the whole game and the outlook on how people react to me, because now they go, well, here's Will. He did it. They don't have to question, do I know what I'm talking about? Because I'm not looking to lose. So I'm going to give you the advice that I'm using to win. If we learn something new together, cool, let's implement it. Yeah, I don't got to hold on to it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to get knowledge, take it, and just hold on to it and keep it for myself.
Right.
You know,
you spread the love.
Of course, because it just makes it makes for, number one, a better experience. Number two, it just makes for it keeps the journey moving in a forward direction, because no matter if someone falls off or not, it's okay, because there's just a whole wave of people trying to do the same thing at the same time and keeping the energy moving, keeping the positivity flowing, making sure like, hey, such and such hasn't been doing too well. Let's go check on them. Hey, when's the last time you put out a record? Hey, you should come to the studio. Hey, we're having a get together. Don't worry, no one's charging for anything. Let's just sit down and talk. Let's brainstorm about some marketing. Let's talk about some kind of promotion. You know, we got a manager over here from such and such, and he's looking for this and this for his artist. You know, you should go call him up. You know, make a couple dollars. Go check this out. You know, those kind of things that when I was going to other studios and when I was coming up in the bigger studios, these are the things that I watched. I watched staff do it. I watched owners do it. You know, they kept the environment great and friendly and family oriented, because they realized that this is an environment for artistic creation. You know, there has to be a vibe that permeates the whole building before the building can move forward. You know?
Right. It's like almost like making a scene within your studio or around your studio, you know?
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah. And also like when you put out, like when you're very giving of the knowledge that you have, it only comes back, you know. I don't think it's like the kind of thing where you're giving away the farm, and then like you're not going to make any money, or, you know, it's usually, it's only helpful almost always.
Yep. That's true. It's the truth,
like,
man.
I've been trying to tell my clients of mine, artists, like, start recording yourself. Like, let's learn how you could do this stuff yourself, and I can help you with mixing, or I can help you with editing, and like figure out, like, you know, what the missing puzzle pieces are, because there's always a way to collaborate down the road. Yep. Even if and I'm actually all about this right now. It's like telling artists to like figure out a way to get like their own home studio setup, because it's going to help you somehow. Doesn't mean you need to do all the production. Doesn't mean you need to do everything. But having that ability to record yourself and to do some things by yourself is going to help you down the road. And sure enough, it's going to come back to me down the road also.
Oh yeah, all the time. And that's the thing. As engineers, I don't think a lot of artists give their engineers the credit they deserve in the public eye. Like behind the scenes and on this side of the fence. All the time.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
But in the public eye, the public doesn't understand the bridges that we help build. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes all day, all the time. Because there's always someone asking for a phone number. There's always someone asking for advice, or someone saying, well, hey, when you were with such and such, what did they do on this? Or what's the effect on this that you might have used? And stuff like that. And we're like the glue that keeps things kind of like moving.
Yeah, the lubrication.
You know what I mean? Like in this whole sea of creativity, we're the ones that's like, well, you know, you could just try this, and you know, let's give it, let's do this, because why not? And like, you know, they bounce the ideas off of us when there's no one else around. When someone's going through some kind of crisis in their life, you know, we play the role of psychologist.
Yeah.
You know, when someone's doing amazing, we celebrate with them. You know, when they're feeling down, we try to help motivate. You know, there are all these different roles that the engineer plays that, as an artist, me, myself, I would have never, ever, ever probably been a part of unless I knew someone personally, you know? But that's the cool thing about our job.
Yeah, it's a very emotionally invested job. Like you really need to understand people. I always tell people like, oh yeah, I majored in psychology, but like I don't use it, but I kind of use it. Because I don't think about the degree when I'm talking with people or someone's recording vocals, you know what I mean? But like there's so much psychology involved in all of that, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that, they do teach that, but then it's like when you start becoming a working engineer, you start to realize the psychology that has to be implemented is not just a textbook thing. When it comes to you and the artist, you have to have a certain bond that has to be there in order for someone to open up. And the thing about creating music is, depending on the song, that person will be very vulnerable. So you have to be there for that person, wherever that road of vulnerability might lead. So if you have someone singing a sad song about loss, sometimes you as the engineer, you have to be able to push and maneuver this person to still give a performance while making sure that they don't lose themselves in the emotional content that they're performing right now at this time. And things like that happen. Things like that happen. It's where you get those great records and you're just like, man, this sounds amazing, because I'm pretty sure it's a real thing, and it touches somebody, and in return, we all feel it, like you said, it's an emotional medium. Music is an emotional medium. So when you can feel something without talking to someone physically or seeing them is when, you have this incredible record,
Yeah. Yeah, I had a guest recently on the show named Mike Pepe out of California, and he's like, I want people to like hear the record and know that the band was having a good time while they were performing it. Like, can you hear that? Like, can you hear the emotion in the record? And I really think that that's like a good, like that's a true thing. It's a thing. Like you can really hear what was going on behind the glass or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, 100% agree. I 100% agree. I like I said, I think that's what makes great records is when we can emotionally attach ourselves to the music and lose ourselves for that little bit of time in whatever it is we're hearing. And then it becomes a vibe. It becomes this moment and anything.
Those are my favorite records.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, for sure. The full album that you could like put on and
man,
really, like,
with the big headphones. You don't care what they are. You just kind of lay there, chill, relax, and the whole day is just a beautiful day outside, and the whole mood is just this is great. Like those
got to do a bit more of going outside these days, right?
Dude, let me tell you, I feel like the world just needs to get out and take a breather sometimes.
Seriously, yeah. Well, we're on our second lockdown, so we go outside, but we do what we can.
The backyard is my savior right now.
Yes. I'm in an apartment building, but
oh man, let me tell you.
But we got a park.
There you go.
Wait, so did you have like an aha moment when you were like, oh shit, this is like actually happening for me? Like let's go back. Like when did you realize like engineering was really beginning to take off? Like this is going to be my thing.
So how many years ago was it? It had to be about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was serving tables at a restaurant called Cadillac Ranch. And I was making good money serving these tables, right? And it was great because, again, as an engineer, I keep crazy hours. So working that job, getting home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and people who want to book a session or whatever for a couple hours, hey, fine with me. Next day, book a little more, fine with me. Get some rest, wake up, say hi to the kids and the wife, and do it all over again. Gosh. You know what I mean? But again, I'm making really good money on a weekly basis. So my wife was unfortunately out of commission for a while. She had injured her shoulders at work. So, she's getting her unemployment check, and I'm just working and working and working. She's taking care of the kids. And when she got healthy, again, and this goes for any significant other that is attached to a musician or an engineer.
Yeah.
Right? This goes for all of them. Now, this doesn't happen with everybody, but for me, this is what happened with me. So we weren't married yet. So she's my fiance at this time. She gets better, goes to work, and she approaches me and says, "You've been working and helping the family and keeping us afloat and making money and paying the bills and doing all this stuff by yourself. She's like, I'm going back to work. She went, I think she switched her job. She started making like a larger sum of money. And she said, I want to give you the chance to do music full time. And I'm looking at her like, woman, you're crazy. And I'm in disbelief. And I'm just like, no, I can't do that. At least let me think about it. Right. So I go back to work. And this happened like, I want to say November. So I go to work and working through November, and I tell my friends, and I tell my coworkers, and they're like, okay, well, that's cool. And not everybody's wife is cool like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know if that's the thing I'm ready for yet. Right. And of course I'm little faith, like of nothing. And so as fate would have it, New Year's Eve comes aboard, and it was myself and two of my coworkers, and one of them was a young lady. And what happened was, this young lady, we had this table of like 20 something people, and they were the rudest, most obnoxious people ever that I've ever had in my years of serving. And I had been serving for like 5 years by then. Right. And they just wouldn't let up on her. And a moment happened. Well, again, I'm fine. Right. At this point, I'm was breezing through it, but they just were relentless with her. At this moment, I had something come to me and said, is this really what you want for the rest of your life? Right? Because I was trying to be a manager in training, so I could be a manager at this restaurant and all that fun stuff. And the answer was just no. This is not what I want. So without getting into all kinds of crazy details, a very interesting conversation ensued with the elders of that table. And
oh my gosh,
they got the rest of their family under control. They apologized to the young lady, myself and my other coworker. They left us great tips. And so I went to the front and I told the ladies that were seating us, I said, I'm done. And she goes, no, your section is not closed. I said, no, I'm done. I'm quitting. And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, don't worry. I'm not leaving you hanging. The section was clean. I had gotten my last table, got my last tip. I had already cashed out. And then and as soon as I said that, I started walking to the back, and my manager goes, all right, y'all, you have a great night and have a happy new year. And I'm out of here. And I was like, I'm right behind you. And he goes, what? And I was like, we could walk and talk. Walked up the stairs. I told him about everything that happened. By the time we got to the office, he was like, well, it's been great working with you. If you need a job, just let me know. You're always welcome here. And that was my last night. And literally, I spent New Year's Eve with my wife and my children. And then when the ball dropped, I was literally a full-time audio engineer.
Nice. So you had this like moment of just like, this is the old me.
Yep.
You know?
And that's it. And I've been going with the wife nonstop now. And it's been this incredible roller coaster ride of ups and downs. And this year just kind of, it sealed the deal on, this is it. You know, like,
yeah,
this is my career. This is what I do for a living, you know, especially after paying these taxes. Ooh, boy.
Oh man, I'm sure.
I had never paid so much for taxes in my entire life, but it felt awesome because the growth of how much I made from last year to this year has been incredible. And the again, just music helped pay for my house. You know,
yeah.
Like music has put food on my table. It's helped me travel the country. You know,
Such a blessing.
You know what I mean? You know, it's just one of those things where, like, again, I just have faith that God knows exactly what's going on, and I just have to do my part and stay the path. So,
yeah,
the blessings have been incredible.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, amen. It should continue. It's like,
mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think about it, it's like, if this is what it was, like, then I've been blessed. You know, like,
oh yeah,
I managed to do this. I've played in front of these many peoples. I've mixed these records. Like, so sometimes you got to take a moment, and just be grateful for all that has happened, even if the future is uncertain. But hopefully the future will continue to blossom for I'm sure it will for you and for the people listening.
I'm trying, man. Like, and if nothing else, if for anyone that might be on the fence and they're hearing this, I I pray that people get